Attention gamers. Recently a bunch of loudmouth breathing webcam entertainment specialists have sought out to prove that ADCs aren't weak and that we are just whiners, and their success has both pissed me off and tickled my insecure pickle, so what I chose to do was take out my aggression on a random ADC in swift play by playing the best one-shot champ and saving my cooldowns for him and him alone so that I can huff my copium crack pipe thinking I'm proving that ADCs are useless when in reality no one disappointed my parents more than me growing up. But speaking of parents, ever since I've spawned a new character into IRL servers I've been experiencing extra stress to provide, which I guess is normal, but it doesn't exactly correlate with my style of demonetized magnet content. And I could change to full gameplays with milquetoast non-offensive commentaries to milk that bag, but I have to stay true to myself, a person who likely will never mature. So I've been looking for alternative ways to make money. I found TikTok Shop Affiliate because annoying ass girls are just printing stacks on there, and I figure I can sell products, but things aren't going great as this was one of my videos.
Bruh.
Side note, I need 150 more followers to qualify for some TikTok bullshit, so if you want to see me flail on there until I figure out how to succeed, I will teach you the ways once I learn them myself. But anyway, in the meantime I'm after funding for this shit and piss machine that I created with my own jizz, so to be fully transparent I sold out for a bag on this video, and the remainder of this video will be a sponsored segment. Luckily for those of you who stay, I asked them if it's cool if I sprinkle clips of me being a total asshole to this random ADC in between my talking points, and they were cool with it, and also it's probably a game you've never heard of, so at least it's fresh. But with that, I appreciate those of you who stay to support my content, and for the rest of you I will see you in the next one. But for now let's talk about this town. This is the centralized hub in this game that you've never heard of before, not to be confused with Lord Farquaad's little city. This acts almost as the main menu or starting point for the game. The first place to start in any game is to fight shit right, so we hit battle, and then this game is known for having an incredibly well built out campaign. As you can see, I'm well on my way to progressing through it. Campaign consists of different zones and stages designed to be a learn and refine type of mode where you select an army from your inventory of heroes, and as you progress through harder stages, you sometimes get the shit kicked out of you. Kind of like when you pick Malphite mid, you gotta eat dirt and let an elo inflated mid laner think they are tough shit with golden piss as they poke you down, but little do they know you have refined your strategy, which is to do nothing until you hit level 6 and get your ult. This is like refining your strategy for that same stage, picking a strong roster of heroes with more synergies, and then you watch them stomp all over this level like an elephant parade. Progression stages almost always come down to a nail biter, as I'm specifically crafting a set of heroes to beat it, so it does feel like a small orgasm in my dopamine receptors when I do just ever so slightly clutch a new stage with just one champ left, as sometimes you gotta keep trying and being patient. As we know, being patient is all that it takes to get what you came for in games sometimes. Anyways, this game that you probably have never heard of revolves around champions or heroes from a bunch of factions with a bunch of crazy unique art styles and gameplay mechanics. There are rarities in these champions. As you can see, the shitters I have on my bench are 2 stars green uncommon champs, but then as we go up we have some rare boys who are starting to look like they win all the underground slap battles in Bikini Bottom. Then you get to epic champs, which is my bread and butter because for the most part these are going to be the best type of champs in anyone's collection. But as you can see, I was lucky enough to get 2 legendaries in my days, Mr. Exposed AFib, as well as that absolute monstrosity that I just got yesterday, who if you remember was a level 4 beating the shit out of level 20s. Anyways, there's a few ways to get new heroes. Completing campaigns sometimes rewards them, but shards are the most reliable way. You collect these and then unwrap them like a dank Pokemon card unboxing. The blue shards are like lotto tickets, where most of the time I get sunburned Martian looking dudes who desperately need an orthodontist. But legendary shards are where you start to hedge your bets in terms of the old probability math equations. As you can see, at a bare minimum you are getting an epic tank with belly fat tats who is kind of an insane frontliner. Then there's events and rewards to get champs. For example, I've logged in 97 days now on raid, with a new reward every day, and by day 120 I'll have Dark Ellen, who is an upgraded, more badass, slightly more arousing version of my favorite champion who I enjoy taking into low level zones and one-shotting unsuspecting Scoo's monkeys. It's not the optimal way to play the game, but it's sort of like when you need to let some steam off and do something that makes you feel strong by bullying the weak, all so you can feel better about your own performances on a role that others are proving as strong, but you are determined to spread your propaganda that it's not by playing the game so incorrectly just to make a shitty point. Anyways, let's talk about how to level up your champs once you get them, as the most standard way is to take them into a campaign. Stack your roster with your new epics and legendaries and watch them just absolutely smurf on things way higher level than them. Or if we go back to the big city, you can head over to the Guardian Ring, which is like the AFK babysitting ring, where every night I drop off a few troops knowing that when I wake up in the morning they all will be higher level, so it's kind of like a reward or something to look forward to progressing without wasting time. There's also the tavern where you can feed certain champs to others, which I'm still learning, but as you can see here, I fed one of my useless scrubs to big fat ass here and he instantly gained a whole level, making him big and strong, and probably capable of ignoring towers and flat out diving squishy targets, or ignoring everyone else in team fights and just hardcore tunnel visioning like a moron to continue his tirade against a single player. The game also has a big sense of community with more active players each month than League of Legends, and you can clan up in this game. Like how you can see I have my own clan. It does look full now, but if you go inactive on me, you are going to get removed faster than an Aphelios can say what the hell is wrong with this rock. Once you get stronger troops at higher levels, you can take on bigger challenges in things like dungeons, where you can see I'm taking on an Infernal Drake, which is hard, but if you fail you can just try again, like how this Aphelios is desperately trying to leave his fountain. Now this segment I would like to devote to all the incentives Riot gives new players to try out League of Legends. Okay, that segment is over, but if we do the same thing for Raid Shadow Legends, here is a list of perks that I compiled where you can get free stuff just for trying the game. In the game there is a promo code section that I'm showing here. If new players enter code MONKEYKING before the end of June, they will literally get Sun Wukong, who is a legendary aka super rare with crazy abilities like being able to resurrect himself. Kind of like how Aphelios resurrected here. But not exactly the same. Promo code GETALICE until the end of September gives you Alice the Wanderer, an insane legendary that was a part of the 5 new legendaries they recently introduced to the game. The Mad Hatters, Knave of Hearts, which you saw I have, Queen of Hearts and Cheshire Cat. All of which would be perfect to outplay your opponents with, kind of like how I beta flash then wait and then ult as the ultimate sign of disrespect. Then let's say your favorite faction is the Sylvan Watchers. They have a big night elf feel to them and you vibe with it. Well, good news for you, if you use code TreeHugger you get yet another legendary champ, Green Warden, who is just a savant when it comes to defensive shields and boosting allies. Or maybe you like the Barbarians because anytime a thong is a piece of battle armor you can get behind it like a true perv, only to realize that these ladies kick more ass than they display. So if you like the Barbarians, I found this promo code Desert Queen to get something that literally looks like she crawled straight out of a mummy tomb in Egypt, another legendary support by the way. Side note, even if you are an existing player you can use code GameLeap for a bunch of small rewards or code PP500 for even more rewards, 1 promo code a day, kings. Then of course, specific to my viewers, if you use my QR code or my link in the description to get the game for free, there are yet even more rewards that I wish I had when I started the game. You'll immediately get Epic Champ Uugo, who is one of the most valuable champs in the game, plus Silver Brews and Potions, and then if you get to level 15 you'll also get Fayne, who is like a Twitch means rogue attack epic, who I personally think is better than some legendaries. So basically it's the best time ever to try the game, because as you saw I only have 2 legendaries, but new players can get like freaking 6 with all the promo codes available to them now. So on 3, let's all thank Raid for sponsoring my content so I can buy diapers. 1 2 3. Rav out.